out the fight, yeah, bring on all the lightning. 'Cause I'm looking for a hero, look inside the mirror, I find one. Oh, carry the hurt when it gets too hard, pick it up, dust it off. When I fall down 11, I get up 12, don't need nobody else. Yeah, I can save myself.
Hello, bold listeners, and welcome back to another episode of the Be Bold podcast. I'm Mackenzie Goslin, your host for the day, and we're joined with Britt from Britt's Accessories. So welcome, Britt. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good.
So I'm going to dive right in and just kind of tell our viewers a little bit about you and then get you to kind of add. So you own a home staging company here in London, Ontario, as well as have your real estate license.
Yes.
So that's like 2 businesses right off the bat.
Yes.
And then you also have some investment properties, correct?
Yes, I have 4.
4. Okay. So 3 businesses almost. Mm-hmm. So woman of many hats, woman of many trades. And I kind of want to just dive into what that looks like for you. So
Sure.
I'm going to open the floor and have you kind of tell me a little bit about yourself and what managing those businesses look like.
Okay. I've been in the real estate business for 13 years now. And about 6-ish, 7 years ago, I started collecting staging stuff. And then
Collecting or over shopping?
both.
Okay. I love it.
And then my garage was full of pillows, tables, throws, and then we couldn't use our garage. And then a friend of mine who was a stager at the time, and she's not staging currently, but said, I'm selling all my stuff. I don't want to stage anymore. I have 2 storage units. You should buy it. And I was like, okay, cool.
Okay.
Like bulk price, boom, boom, basically took everything.
Was that a no-brainer for you? Because that seems like a high-ticket decision to be like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to buy this shop out. Like that couldn't have been.
And I think I just took over her storage units, actually. I was like, okay, switch everything. But it was like, I'm going to buy a lot of stuff for cheap. Again, the shopper in me, I was like, oh, this is a good deal. And she's young, so she has good sense of style. And I bought those 2 storage units, kept filling them. And then then she said, you should rent this out. Like agents sometimes just need a couch, or their client has like a massive dining table and it's overwhelming. And I was like, oh, that's a great idea. Okay. But having people come in to and from a storage unit is, it's not the most professional. So I looked for a space, had an eye on a space. And in 2020, my stepdaughter, who was looking for a space for photography, we saw this one. They dropped the price like $600 a month, which is substantial. Yep. And we went and saw it, acted on it right away. And I had to plead my case because we were competing with another business. I said, I want this. I'm not actually a business yet, but I'm going to be. Here we are. And thankfully,
snowball, it all happens fast. Eh?
Yeah. And thankfully, the realtor acting for the landlord knows me well. So he helped out. And in 2020, took over the space in November, launched the business, Britt's Accessories, in 2021, January.
Okay. So you do home staging, like full home stage, right? Someone could just hire you and just stage a house for their listing. You also do, you mentioned the rentals to other agents and stuff in the city.
Yeah. So initially I started it to just have the furniture, rent it out, and then I can use it for my clients.
Yeah.
But then people call and they're like, well, my clients want staging and they like your stuff. So the stagers now that work with me, I have them go in, do the quote, and they rent from me, and away we go. Everyone's happy. And then my fellow realtors' clients are taken care of.
That's awesome. So interconnected, right? Like you own multiple businesses, but would you say that they kind of play off each other and are interconnected?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. You're not a pilot on the side, right? Like all these things can kind of try to bleed into each other. And my question to you is that the intent, and is that kind of like how one blossomed into the next? And like, where did you start? Like what was business number 1 for you?
Real estate
license.
Yeah, that's 13 years. I was 24. I was a baby. And then I don't have any experience in home staging. I just kind of self-taught.
Yeah.
Learned from my amazing stagers that I always worked with, who were kind enough to share their knowledge, and then started doing it myself.
So you have an eye for these things, right? Like you would say.
I like to think so. Yeah. No one's complained yet, but I do always ask the client, like, Because sometimes obviously staging fits the space.
Yeah.
If a house is freshly renovated, everything's white and black, you can kind of put in whatever. But if it's like artsy vibes in Oldies Village or something like that, you want to bring in the aesthetic that matches. But if it's something that the client, I can tell they care about, you say like, what's your vision? Because you don't want to bring it all in, them go, well, it's nice, but
It's like
you're
too trendy.
showcasing their home, right?
Totally.
Which is typically what the stagers will do when they go in. They want you to be happy and see your home on the market as you envision it. So
is there ever a time like you fought somebody on it hard and you were like, no, like this is the piece that needs to go here? Yeah.
like regularly.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard though, but because it's people's personal belongings.
Yeah.
Especially things that are sentimental and they're maybe older style, bulky, overpower the space. Just trying to get the homeowner to see that you're selling. So now we want to open the space for everybody else.
Yeah.
And just, you have to say it softly.
Yeah,
There's
it's
nothing
delivery.
wrong with this piece. It's just not what people want to see, like whites, grays, creams, beiges.
Right
kind
now,
of,
yeah.
not boring, but kind of neutral.
Yeah.
That's what they want to see.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm going to plug the fact that you staged this beautiful room for us today. So that's super cool.
you.
This one I would like to say is not boring because we've got our Merlots
No,
and
this
all
is
our fun
amazing.
colors, our bold colors.
Yeah.
So this one was fun. I watched you in action, which was super cool to see. And I also watched, like, just in terms of business and entrepreneurship, like it never works out as planned, right? Like no matter what
No.
you do, there's always like a pivot. And I think part of what we learned to do is like, how do you pivot properly without like losing your will to finish the project?
Yep.
No matter what it is in business. But
Yep.
I watched even in staging, right? It was like, that maybe isn't the right piece. That maybe is. And like not
Everything
getting
didn't
discouraged
fit.
by that, right? Yeah. But you know what? We found the pieces we love. I think
Yep.
it's so homey and comfortable in here. I've had nothing but great like feedback from the
Good.
guests just in terms of, the furniture and the atmosphere we built. So
Love to hear that.
Kudos to you and figuring that out. But I'm going to go back to like watching you in action. It's cool to see that value of just like, if it's not working, let's find another solution.
Yeah.
Right. And like,
And staging, often you bring everything in, you're like, oh, that did not go how my brain saw it.
Yeah.
So that's why a stager is creative. So thank you to all my stagers because they can pivot very quickly.
Yeah, and it's important to be able to pivot. And let's talk about that, like pivoting in terms of, obviously we've touched on the fact that you've started businesses that kind of build off of each other, but pivoting still important and kind of gearing each business in their own unique right to like build its own thing. As much as like staging is part of your real estate, I want to kind of dive into like that's a lot for one person, and it is.
Yes.
You're laughing.
Yes.
You're like, I know.
I work 7 days a week. Sometimes it feels like 24/7, but I enjoy working. Like it's fun. I enjoy this business. I started this business to be honestly a side hustle, kind of like part-time, and then it blew up, which I appreciate because of all my realtor friends who know me and trust me and just need like, oh, Britt, I just need a dining set. I just need this.
Yeah.
So it blew up quicker than I expected. And I was literally working 7 days a week, 14 hours a day for almost a solid year and a half until I brought in help.
Crazy.
And now it's a full-blown business on its own.
I love it. Let's talk about the help and what that looks like and having people come in and hopefully take things off your plate. And I mean, I know you. I've had the pleasure of working with you. We still work together every day, really.
Yep.
And it's awesome. You've built quite the team, right? And touching back on Be Bold and the purpose of this, we're women-owned businesses, and we want to talk about the ins and outs of that, the intricacies of it. So, do you want to share a little bit about the team, who you work with, what that looks like, and what the dynamic is?
Yes. So I was an independent agent from 2012 until officially 1 year ago. I partnered with my business partner in real estate, but we trial ran it for about 3 years.
What does trial run mean?
Trial
like
run
you worked
was like-
together before you
Like, can you help me out? I'll help
so you
you
dated
out.
before you got married?
Pretty much, yeah.
Are you married now?
And then, yes, absolutely. Well, we kept tagging and posting like my partner. But there's certain credentials in the real estate world that you can't say partner if you're not actually a partnership. And so we had to kind of make a move there. But we trial ran it. It was a no-brainer. She's very like-minded. But she also watched me in action and knew why I needed help because I was like 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. every night still with a to-do list that just kept growing.
Did you feel like you were burning at both ends? Like, did you feel overwhelmed by that?
That's a regular thing.
Yeah,
yes.
it still is. Yeah.
Yeah, but now I'm better at delegating. It's
Delegating and outsourcing, right? So,
Yes,
like,
yes.
I mean, I know that we work together in terms of social media and marketing and stuff, and that's been we're maybe 3-4 months at it now, but that's a delegation too of just being like social media is a full-time business. It's a full-time, especially in real estate now, and learning to delegate it and find people that can support you and do it, help you navigate it. And I think where I want to go with this is just, it's new again, right? Like it's new. It's a new concept. I think people think once you master one business, then the second, third, fourth, fifth come easy. I think people also assume that once you start a business, like you're successful, that like you're good. You've reached the top of the mountain. What's your thought on that?
Case.
Yeah.
So Tiff watched me try to run both. And then conveniently, her sister, who is a jack of all trades and the most organized human being ever.
I love her.
Moved to Ontario. And she said, my sister's looking for work, but doesn't want, like most of us entrepreneurs, doesn't want the 9 to 5 sit in the same place. And so I interviewed her. I needed help with the staging. There's just no way that I could do it all. She came in and literally just started taking tasks. I'm like, no, I'll take that home and do it. And she's like, no, I will do it. Give this to me. I will do it. And I just now, it's so much easier to be like, I'm really tapped for time today. Do you have time? Could you take this off? Yep. She goes and does it. And if she can't, she's honest. But I don't expect her to be available 24/7. I respect that, she has a life too. And some weeks she knows her more hours, less hours. But she essentially runs the whole other business. She was doing my social media stuff. And we were fortunate to meet you through Britt's Accessories.
Yeah.
And she said, she was honest and said, like, you need to be doing more online. That's where people are watching you and you're not getting the engagement. And she's like, you should really reach out to Mackenzie. She just launched this business. And I was like, oh, that's one more thing. Like, what if she doesn't do it as good? And she's like, that's literally her job. Yeah. She's the expert.
So I've got two things that are popping out that I want to ask you. First is like the concept of delegating, right? Like we've said it with Deneen. Did we say Deneen? I'm saying
Deneen.
Deneen.
Yeah, she's fine with that.
Deneen. Shout out Deneen. But Deneen, that's how I got to come to meet you and know you, is through Deneen. But delegating to Deneen, right? Like she's new, she's coming from out of town, and you've got all these tasks that as business owners, like we know we do them well and we do them a certain way, right? So when we have to take things off our plate, that's a scary thought.
Very.
It's hard to navigate and figure out because, you're paying somebody to do something that you like can do, but there's only so many hours in the day.
Literally.
And what it was delegating like for you with Deneen, or even with myself, like just taking these tasks off and giving it to someone else.
It was hard.
Professional or not.
Yeah. It was hard. But finally just doing it. You just have to do it.
It's a big jump, and I'm going through it myself with my business right now in terms of delegating, because it's like when you think of hiring, right? The concept of hiring is like you're shaking your head because people think like, I've had friends that don't own businesses that have been like, that's so amazing. You have someone that works for you now and can just do stuff for you. And it's like, you have to take so much time out of your day. So now I'm not servicing clients, right? I'm not necessarily making money. I'm spending money to train somebody to do something probably at like 50% of what I'm able to do and be okay with that for X amount of time. Like that's how I walk through it, right? Like, but it's an investment and you have to do it almost, but it sure as hell feels like a step backwards at first because
and sometimes though they end up doing it better. That was my thing where I was like, no one can do it better than me. And then I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. You do that way better. And both the girls, we've like Tiff's my business partner in real estate, Neen's my business partner in Britt's Accessories, and everything just jives. But sometimes I'm like, wow, okay. Well, I don't know why I held on to that task for so long, because you do it quicker, better, and I didn't enjoy it. I find when you don't enjoy something, I just want to do, we'll have to do stuff we don't enjoy, but like I want to do more of what I enjoy. Yeah. And if people are willing to help with the other things, you can do more of what you enjoy to continue building. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, it's awesome. And it sounds like you found your people, and and it's finding people that can that are like-minded and aligned, but then also can kind of recognize each other's differences in terms of strengths and weaknesses and play off that, right? Yeah. So
and having you do the marketing, like the results, as soon as you started posting, the results are like, Danine's like, see, I told, I'm like, okay, you're right. And I'm not worried because I'm like, you're not going to film a reel where I look stupid. You're going to tell me and make me reshoot it. You're going to you're going to do the stuff, right? Fix my hair if it's out of place.
Yeah. Yeah.
So delegating that was good. And I'm like, okay, she's just going to do it. Perfect.
I love that. And I want to jump into like the connections here, right? So we know them. We still make connections like daily that we're like, oh, I didn't know you know so-and-so. And London's a small world.
Very.
Owning a business is also a small network and people get to know each other through that. And referrals are huge and word of mouth is huge. Especially in real estate as well, right? So we know each other. We're connected in weird ways. And even doing this Be Bold piece, I'll start there. We've come on with 6 key sponsors, yourself being one, which I think we forgot to mention at the beginning of the episode. But you came on as a home stager to sponsor us, very connected with our values and what we're aligned with in terms of female business owners and giving people kind of the courage and the resources to walk out on their own, step out on their own and like build a good life for themselves, right? And like break away from the 9 to 5. So you've come on as the sponsor. But even in doing that, I think the cool part about having you on this couch is we've come to see how like connected that even is, right? So some of our other sponsors, you actually think we're just doing a deal with. You guys, like super cool. Real estate deal happening. Liv and Jess from She Studios, where we're filming today. Tattoo artists that I think we're working on a tattoo.
Yep, gonna book something with them. Get some more permanent jewelry. I'm loving my bracelet.
I have mine on too. I know it's so cool.
I'm gonna book some more permanent jewelry, but making these cool connections because I feel like I saw their studio maybe pop up on my Instagram and stuff, but never really, you look at it and you're like, okay, but I didn't know it was right here. Didn't know it was this cute, and I didn't know them, right? So there's so many artists and so many entrepreneurs everywhere. So it was nice to make some new connections with people that I didn't know.
It's really cool how it snowballs, right? Like if you can just find one thing that connects you like human to human of just like, I want to support this cool cause for the London Abused Women's Center. And then that in and of itself, we're not even talking business and making money there, right? We're talking just like a connection in our community to do something cool that's going to bring my marketing business, your home staging business, a painting business, like all these things together because we found an organic piece to connect on.
And you're giving it all back, right?
Yeah. It's super cool. And the concept of mentorship, I think, is what we're leaning into and trying to do because to me, like, you've said multiple times, like you're burning at both ends. You have a lot going on. Like, why would you choose to then start a social campaign or do a Be Bold thing, right? And I know my answer, and my answer is it fills my cup. Like it makes it worth it, right? Is that your answer? Like, what is your...
And it's something new and it's a good cause.
Yeah.
So you're like, again, the new connections, it fills your cup, you're giving back. And I don't know, there's nothing negative about it. So, and you're also not asking for 20 hours a week from people. You're like, here's what we need. You gave everyone kind of their information before they committed. So it wasn't like you need me for another 40 hours a week because I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
It was, I think, pretty reasonable.
And really the need for the Be Bold and what we're doing here is just people that want to tell their story, have a bold story to tell. And like my bold story, your bold story are completely different. It doesn't mean that a bold story is starting a business. It just means like choosing a life that like you're excited for and that propels you to like finish and see something through. So it's really cool that we're all connected in that sense. And like I think your staging business is absolutely incredible. You're really blossoming at that. You're excelling in real estate, and with that comes goal setting and building like the next step or the next new thing, right? So I want to go back to the point that I made about people just assuming that like you've hit success and then therefore like now you're probably this boss lady that just knows what she's doing, probably doesn't have any insecurities, right? We hear that a lot, like as a business owner, that's what people perceive like business owners to be. And it's like, that's so not the case. We know that's not the case. And I want to give you the floor to talk about that and like and then I'm going to kind of expose you, and because I know you and I work with you all the time about what like some of the like new things you're learning right now are and how out of like your comfort zone it can be. But what like is that true? Do you have it all together?
Absolutely not.
We love the honesty.
Absolutely not. But neither business is like the same doesn't fit in the same box. Like every real estate transaction is super different.
Yeah.
The market right now, this week alone, I feel like I'm getting my butt kicked in the market.
Yeah.
Things are just falling apart left, right, and center. But next week will be better. It's like it just, no deal is the same. No stage is the same. No property is the same. No client is the same.
Do you think that that is experience or just mindset? Knowing that like this week's not going to be the same as next week?
Both.
Yeah.
It's both. Like when I was newer, it felt like, oh, I'm going back to my job. I used to work a good life. They were so good to me. And my mom would say, okay, so you get, your lunch hours this long. You get this. I'm like, never mind. That's not going to work for me, right? Because I need the flexibility.
Yeah.
So you just have to remember that it's ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
But it definitely is experience. And mindset definitely plays a factor. Like today, example, my broker of record, I said, getting my ass kicked in this market. And she goes, next week will be better. You know this. I said, I know this. I just needed to whine a little bit. And then we move on. And that's just how it is.
And you just need to find the right people to whine to also, right? Like the people who are going to understand it. And sometimes it's other business owners. Sometimes it's not. Like I hope it's your partner at home. I hope it's your family. But that's what this community is about, is finding people that you can kind of lean on and share that stress with. And they get it. And they're not there to judge. And they're not there to necessarily understand. They're just there to like hear it, pick you up and let you go back on your way, right? And call you next time you need that late night burnout phone call.
And I mean, the staging world, you think you're going to get every job. Some clients end up not, like this morning, we didn't get a job. It's not that they didn't pick someone else. They just didn't want to spend the money, and funds are tight. People are like, okay, I need to market my home, but I don't have the extra money to spend on staging. So they opted to not go with it, but still respected the stager, what she went in and taught them. And, that was a bummer for her, bummer for me, but she still got to meet a client, got in front of a new agent. So we kind of shared that together very early this morning.
And learning to find the silver lining or the lesson in it is like a big part of being successful and getting somewhere. Because if you saw that as a defeat today, it would have derailed your whole day, and then you wouldn't be present here today. So it's like learning to check these things at the door and like find the lesson in it is like a skill that like needs mastering and reworking all the time. But
if you let the stuff, that what I learned early is if you let it bring you down and you're feeling your negative energy goes out to your clients, customers, whomever you're working with, they feel that. So if like you have to leave your shit at the door and show up and be happy, because this stage this morning, okay, maybe they didn't, but the realtor, I know him, was super happy. We'll get the next one. Right? The clients have to do what's right for them. And you never know, maybe they'll move again in 5 years or whatever it may be. So you got to leave it at the door.
Leave it at the door. That's an amazing concept, but challenging. Like it's so much easier said than done, right? Because I mean, we talked about it in another episode with another sponsor here earlier today, and it's about learning to like master your emotions and be able to check it out the door, while also as women knowing that sometimes that's our superpower. Like the fact that we care so much is what makes us really good at what we do. And the fact that like you didn't get the stage today and you're bummed out about it, like you're allowed to be bummed out about that. And let yourself, right? Like there's that whole concept of think like a man, be like a man as a woman in business. And it's like, well, you know what? Like the reason I connect or we connect with each other as clients back and forth is like, because we can kind of have these conversations and we can like be women and feel the feels and need what we need to do. But there's also that flip of a switch where it's like, okay, I felt it, I got through it. And is that something that you like you allow yourself to kind of lean into the feminine when you're owning your business?
Yes. But I'm known for I don't share often. I keep it to myself. I'm like, get over it and move along. So often, yes, I hear you have it all together. I'm like, inside I don't. But I should share more. I do share with the girls. They're great for that, where I can just like let it go and then, okay, moving on.
Yeah. And you know what? It's building your circle, and I've witnessed it firsthand. And working with you, I feel like we're becoming that even for each other. I know you're that for me, of just like, it's okay to like walk in and have a bad day and share it. Like if you're building authentic relationships with your clients, I think
they'll understand.
And if you build it right, and like, I mean, it's a fine line, right? You don't want to be the person that's always upset about something or always having the bad day. But if you do good work and you do good, your services are good, and you're good at what you do, it's okay sometimes to have that bad day.
We're humans.
Right? Yeah, we're humans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to finish off by kind of wrapping up all of what we've talked about in a nutshell, because you are like superstar. You do a lot of amazing things, but you do them all really well. And that's a kudos to you, because a lot of people start all these businesses and bite off more than they can chew and burn out. And then, you know, they're filling all these buckets with a little bit of water, but none of them are like lifting up. Yeah. And I really don't think that's the case with you. I think you've been able to do this all exceptionally well. So I know that you've come on as a Be Bold sponsor to kind of support, give back, and be a resource for other people in terms of whether it's the story today, listening and inspiring, or someone who's just thinking of getting involved in staging or real estate. Is that something that you're open to, and connecting with those people and reaching out on social media and having those conversations?
Absolutely. Yes.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yep. Happy to help.
So what would be your piece of advice, like your little piece of gold nugget that you would leave anybody watching this episode with, in terms of, could be like even something that you like would have told yourself when you were first starting, like your old young Brit getting started at 24 in real estate. What would be that piece of advice you'd tell her?
Definitely, there's probably a couple, but I would say, so when you are an entrepreneur and running your own business, having a lot of business is amazing, but you don't have to take all the business. If you don't jive with someone, it is okay to let a toxic client or customer go if they're not your vibe, and you can tell off the hop it's not going to work out, or they're going to suck the life out of you. It's okay to let them go. Yeah. When I was obviously new, you're like, I just need all the business from anyone. There's a few stagers where I won't, they're not overly busy, but I won't rent them again, because honestly, they're a pain in the ass, and they don't respect my business. They don't respect the process or the space that we have. And so I don't want to rent to people that aren't respectful of that, or your time, or, you know.
And that does take experience. It does, because I also in my business said yes to everything. And, you know, I look back and would love to tell old Mackenzie, like, don't do that. Like, that person's going to be a nightmare. But I also learned so much. So it's like, it's one of those pieces you would tell your old self now, but it's almost like you're telling yourself, like, it's going to work out. Like, it's going to be okay. You're going to find your people, and it's going to be enough to work with the people that you actually want to work with now. Like, that's a really cool concept to get you through your first year in business as well, right?
But you don't know that if you don't have those experiences where you're like, wow, this person's walking all over me. You don't know that until it's happening. You're like, okay, next time when I'll see the signs.
Yeah. Do you lead with your gut when you like meet a client, or you lead with your gut and you've come to trust your gut? Yes. Or has that always been a thing?
Always my gut. My mom always told me, if your gut is like raising a red flag, cut them.
And that's like a huge part. I think our intuitions as women are usually pretty spot on. Do we always listen to it? No. Do we always know how to listen to it and like try to figure out, is it a bad day? Is it my gut? Is it Brandy said it earlier, Brandy Clark, the other sponsor, is it what I ate today? But I think it's a really good piece of information and a piece of gold for people. Is just that's how we grow and we learn, and you only learn by doing it and trying it. And 100%. I'm so thankful that you were here today and that you're part of the Be Bold.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be a part.
Yeah, I love it. So thank you, Britt. And you guys can find Britt at Britt's Accessories on social media and her real estate page as well. So thank you all for listening, and we will be back next time.